This jelly-like material here. This is called the vitreous humor. This is only found behind the lens. We'll look at some of the compartments of the eye on a diagram in just a moment here. So the first thing we're going to want to do from the anterior compartment here, from this anterior half rather, is remove this jelly-like fluid, this vitreous humor, as much as possible. Behind that fluid, so scrape a little of it out there, you can see the lens, which is a large structure. I'm going to pop it right out there. There it is. It looks a lot like a marble. It's hard. It's more or less spherical. In the sheep size that you have here, it's opaque. It shouldn't normally be so. It normally is quite clear and the light refracts through it. But the preservatives tend to make them sort of they're cloudy like this.
So I can show you on that old model.
Or the texture of it a little bit. One thing else you might do with it is turn it up on its side and look and see. You can see it just barely on this one.
I think I want to take
If you look at the edge, you may be able to just make out the remnants of the suspensory ligaments right around the edges of it. Suspensory ligaments are what holds the eye onto the ciliary muscles, which are responsible for contracting to alter the shape of the lens in visual accommodation.
There it is. It is hard.
Okay, let's go back here to our half. Now that we've got this removed, let's see if I can get this all the way in half so this will be easier to work with it. Pull out the remainder of this vitreous humor. Okay, and as you look down into the eye, you can see the opening through which we can view the cornea, the other side of the cornea. The cornea is down in there. Here's the cornea on the front. I'm touching it from the front side. And the opening, the hole, of course, would be the pupil, which you look down into, look through. Around the edge of the pupil, I can lift this black ridge. This will be the iris. I'm going to pull this entire black layer with the iris and the accompanying ciliary muscle glue so that we can examine that a little further. So bear with me for a second while I try to do that.
Okay, so lift out that black structure that's surrounding the pupil right
Loosen it from the edge all the way around.
Once you get a little bit of it off, you can use your fingers now to gently then rip it out. Try not to tear it in pieces though, okay? Try to keep it intact.
Try to pop that right out here.
Tell me if you guys have taken that little black layer out. You guys got it out? It kind of falls out. I'll lift it out. Again, once you get a little bit of it detached, you can start using your fingers to kind of gently.
Well, not the best dissection I've ever done, but hopefully we can still see some of the structures in there.
Oh, there it is. Ugh. There you go.
The lighter part is lighter.
Did we get turned inside out?
Not necessarily, but it helps some people tear it out.
Sarah, you got yours out?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 3 groups.
So what is he trying to show us?
You guys got yours? Okay.
That was actually kind of hard to take care of.
Whatever I'm doing right now, they kind of lift out all this black stuff.
What is that part called? This, she was thinking of this part.
You guys got yours?
No, this is
You got yours?
This is the lens.
the human.
This is the some body. The cellular body. And the blood.
He said this was the suspensory ligaments. Why do we have
No,
these
Spence.
No,
No,
it's
Spencer
here.
ligament is around the lens.
The black stuff here.
Right.
No, this is a vitreous humor, no?
Alright guys, so here we go. Okay, on one side, you can see it's all black.
Yeah.
The
It
jelly.
has all those little black
jelly.
ridges. What would you call that? One side all black, little black ridges. What would that be?
Cellular body.
Ciliary body. Good. If you flip it over now, you're gonna see that you have a little brown ring that goes around the pupil. What's that? That's the iris. Okay, so on one side of that membrane, you guys can see ridges, all black. Those are your ciliary body. You flip it around the other way, you can actually see that brown ring going around the pupil. That is your iris.
Move some of the debris.
And the hole in the middle again is your pupil.
What we can see from this backside view, we're still looking at it from where the lens would be in position. So hopefully you can see along this edge, along the edges of the opening there, there's the pupil. You can see these ridges. These represent the ciliary muscles. They're part of the ciliary body. So the ciliary body, it would be the ciliary muscles or ciliary processes here, along with the suspensory ligaments, which holds the lens in place. So normally the lens would be inserted
Alright, so
right
this
there
is the side that
behind
has
that
all the ridges.
opening
This is
and
the
held in place
ciliary
by
body.
the suspensory ligaments.
Flip it over.
Flip this over. I hope we're going to be able to see the
Yours
ring
is
of
nice and
tissue
brown, hers is
that you
dark
would
right
see from
here.
the front of the eye. There we go.
You guys can see
Which is the iris. And that is this band of material right around here that encloses the opening of the pupil. It has a layer of circular muscle and a layer of radial muscle so that the opening of the pupil can be either expanded or constricted by contraction of one of those.
All right, guys, so we're going to move on to the back half that you made. Okay, we're going to be looking at the retina, the choroid coat, and the sclera.
The first thing we'll note is that there is a thin layer of this kind of creamy white material, which is laying over the surface there. The creamy white material is the retina. That's the layer which contains the actual visual receptors, the rods and the cones. What you can notice is that in the retina there'll be a puckering at some
Little
point.
pucker, guys,
Right in the
represents
center of the pucker is right there. That would correspond to the optic disc. That's the blind spot. That's where the optic nerve enters the
I
eye.
ruined
So
it, I'm
if you turn
sorry.
the eye around, kind of keep track of where that spot is. You
Okay, so
should
if
see
you
the
have the
optic
retina,
nerve coming right
you have
off
a
there,
little
and
pucker in the
you
retina.
the optic nerve
Represents
is
the
right out
optic
there,
disc.
exterior to that same disc on the interior portion right here. So the optic disc would
Pucker
be
in this
noted
area.
as just basically as a pucker in the retina.
It's gone.
The retina tissue again is the creamy white. If we kind of roll
All
that
right,
out
so
of
if
the
you
way,
move that out of the way,
next
it's all
layer
black.
down
You
that
guys
see
have a
is
blackish,
a dark black
little
layer.
bluish,
In
maybe
some of the
some of you
sheep
guys have
size,
a
it may
bluish.
also have a kind of a bluish
That is your
green
choroid coat.
tinge to it. Has a material coating on it to be reflective. Human eyes don't have that. Some of the sheep eyes you will be able to see that. This layer is called the choroid layer, this dark black or blackish blue sort of layer.
Now what she's going to do,
It's thin, and you can also
she's going
move
to
that out of
scrape
the
back
way
the choroid coat to show you the sclera, but you can
to
actually
get down to the next layer,
deep to that right here in white. That's
which
your
is the
sclera.
hard white covering that you had such trouble going through to get into the eye. See if we can move this here.
And so she's going to try to peel back that sclera. You can if you want, but you don't really have to because you can actually see it
Hang
right
on
here
there real good.
with your sclera right there.
Sclera.
Oh, that's the sclera.
That's the sclera. Yeah. What I cut through.
I have them all up peeling this back. Let's see here. There we go. I'm getting a portion of it peeled away so that you can see the underlying kind of whitish gray layer that's
There's your
behind it.
sclera.
That would be the sclera, the outer part layer. You can see the white
Choroid
ridge of the
coat
sclera
back on
all the
top.
way around. It's the thickest, toughest layer of
here's
the
your
eye.
retina.
And then this thinner black layer, the choroid, lies atop that, and then on top of it all would be the retina. The black layer is continuous
guys, any
with the
questions
choroid,
about
the choroid
the
layer, the
shape
black layer is continuous with the ciliary muscles and ciliary body in front of the eye.
So again, the people that took it out, they know what to do with it. Everyone else, you need to wipe down the area where you had the dissection, okay? A little bit of soap and water.